Zeal has produced a exhibition in honor of the California State Task Force on Reparations called In the Midst of the Imagined, curated by the wonderful Audrina Ward, whose family is 4 generations of Black peoples in San Francisco. And then 4 amazing artists. We got Nandi Jordan, who was one of those artists, House of Ama, also Benga Komolafe, and then we also have Leah King over at Space. We're in Soul Eaters bookstore. So yeah, we're just gonna have a conversation as we've been like making these dope zines in the zine making workshop that Nandi has led. And I'm gonna go ahead and have people introduce themselves, just like who you are, where you come from, what you do, who you be, and yeah, what just brings you here. So maybe I will start to my right.
Thank you. That was such a great introduction. I'm Asha. I'm the owner of the Salt Eaters Bookshop. We are a bookstore that prioritizes books, comics, and themes by and about Black women, Black trans, Black non-violent people, Black gender expansive folks. Yeah, we're here in Inglewood, California, as you said. So lucky to see neighbors with the amazing Zeal crew. And yeah, I'm from LA. My family is from LA by way of Detroit, Alabama, and Jersey. And yeah, I'm happy to be here amongst all of you like amazing creators and artists. It's really special.
I'm Nandi. Yeah. I'm Nandi Jordan. I am a wife, mother, artist, sociologist by training, and got into art through being dissatisfied with my medium. I'll say it in short. And so I do mixed media, blog, and other work. It's very much about the Black experience. It's about everyday Black lives. I'm really interested in kind of the mundane, the or seemingly mundane, which is actually really pivotal in our experience. And I have a few works up initially there that are part of a larger body of work about being a Black woman and about rest and release. So I think I'm also thinking a lot about that right now too. So it feels really important to be in the space doing this, in a space created by a Black woman that encourages what maybe you can see as leisure and enjoyment in books. And so yeah, I'm really, I think it's going to take me a while to take all of this in, but I'm really excited to be here.
My name is Cody. I'm 24, Gen Z. I work here at Salt Eaters part-time. I'm also in first. I'm not sure what medium I'm going to jump into long-term, but yeah. And I'm from Los Angeles originally. My family's from here.
I'm Kavan Ford. I am a mother. I'm an activist, a spoken word artist, and I founded Where's My Land? It's a national organization focused on reclaiming land stolen from Black people in the U.S. I have lived in LA for almost 10 years now, 8 years to be exact, and I'm from New York, Harlem to be specific. Harlem World, Harlem, USA. say. And that's it. Back to you, Bob.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, no, I think, it's dope in terms of being able to know where we're from and being able to identify who we are, especially all as creatives and as has been mentioned in the room, just also very powerful Black women who are creating very good things. And, the exhibition that we have up for Zero really focuses on these themes of restoration, rest, imagination, all honoring the work that has happened in the past 2 years in the state of California as they've gone through this process, identifying the atrocities and all these harms that have happened in the state for really since the inception of this country. And so, I wanted to get back to you, Karan. Right. To really share with us what has brought you to the work around reparations, especially around this concept of land and the relationship that Black people have to land. And how have you found yourself in your own relationship to the work?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, to answer your first question, what brought me to this work was the Most High. I was called to it. I learned about Charles and Bruce when I was a resident of Manhattan Beach back in 2020. I learned that their land was stolen from them by the city of California. And when I initially found out about it, I was pissed off because I lived in that city and had no idea that predominantly white city had actually been owned, like portions of it had actually been owned by this Black couple, and that they were just pushed out. And it just hit me, someone asked me, I decided to, with a couple of other people, have this picnic at Bruce's Beach just to illuminate what had happened to the Bruces. And we did that on Juneteenth of 2020. And when a reporter asked me what I wanted to see happen, because there was this big fuss made over the plaque being inaccurate and incomplete, she asked if I wanted to see the plaque change. And in spirit moved me to say, I want to see the plaque change, and I also want to see policy change that would leave the land back to the family. And that it just took on its own life from there. A couple of members of the Bruce family were there. They asked me to help. I asked if I could help, like in the way I wanted to. And at that time, I had moved from the East Coast. I was trying to escape, my poetic activism, and I was trying to just get away and rest, right, and restore from just the harms I had endured as a poetic activist and as an activist on the East Coast. So I was not in any way, shape, or form looking for a new fight. It found me, and I didn't back down, because when you're from Harlem, you don't back down. But that's how it happened. That's how it happened, and I remember when Governor Newsom signed the bill, SB 796, that would allow for the land to be transferred back to the Bruce family. That happened in 2021. I remember a bunch of people from across the country hitting me up on social media and my email and asking if I would help them get their back. And I was like, oh shoot, there's no way I could focus on all these people with this local grassroots organization. And so I started Raise My Land in 2021, and July 20th will be our 2-year anniversary.
Wow, that's coming up.
And a lot of the reason why we were able to survive as an organization financially was because of Adam. He really worked hard in fundraising for us, and I appreciate the organization realizes. So thank you.
Anytime. Down to support and make sure the vision happens in whatever way is possible. And speaking of which, right, because resources are important, and as we think about land, we're in a bookstore, Black-owned, women-owned bookstore, and what are books made of? Papers that come from trees.
Right. Oh my God.
As we're making these zines, right? So I just want to ask for the folks that, just salt eaters, as you've heard Karan in her response, and you're just thinking about this overall theme of just restoration, reclamation, reparations, how do you see the role of bookstores and books and activating Black folks to step into their communal destinies. Like, yeah.
Wow. This is something I think about relatively often, kind of what's the role of even our space in like the larger fight against gentrification, something that we talk about often, and how critical it is to have like physical space. Like I've been able to see from just my own inception with the store, which like just started with me like starting an Instagram and like doing a GoFundMe, and it was all very digital for so long. And yeah, but seeing like how like radical and transformative it is to have physical things, like I think that also speaks to like like books too, like having physical copies of things that you can hold. Your relationship to it is a lot more sacred and just different than just like the digital space. So yeah, but yeah, thinking about the roles of bookstores, I think in this like larger conversation about land, space, ownership, I think bookstores, similar to the way that churches historically have been a part of the Black activist space. Bookstores also double, and this is even just Black businesses, period. Which is why I think it's so important that we like protect them with everything we have, because those are our physical spaces, our living grounds that help facilitate everything that we do as a